to my channel, and if you're new, hey, what's up? My name is Tanya, and thank you all so much for joining in and watching this video. As usual, there will be timestamps listed down below so you can jump around, and if you like what you see, smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and just thumbs this video up. Just, you know what, get them all out of the way right now so you can sit back, you can relax, you can enjoy the video, have a latte, glass of wine, whatever it is that you would like to chill with, have some girl time, and just unwind from the day or before your day begins. So just, all right. Now this video shout out goes to Beatrice. I'm gonna have a really hard time with your last name. Gerasim. Beatrice, if you've watched a few of my videos now, you are going to know that I cannot pronounce any name that is not like John Smith. So I am so sorry. I tried my hardest. Thank you so much for that really sweet compliment. That was like so sweet of you. I really appreciate that. And I think that you would really like that foundation too. It was just a really beautiful, and I'm like not somebody who goes for anything other than full coverage, but somehow there's something really beautiful about that foundation, and I think that you would like it a lot, even if you are a full coverage girl. And if you're not a full coverage girl, then you will absolutely love that foundation. So I think you can't go wrong trying it, and if you don't like it, return it. But this video is on one that I'm not so sure I've got to it. Now, okay, it's on the Cover FX Power Play Foundation. I don't even know where to begin with this. Packaging. Let's start with packaging. Okay, so this is a really cute little bottle, and it's plastic. So at first I was thinking, all right, you know, they didn't go bougie and go glass, but there is a good time and a place for a plastic bottle like this. You know, if you're traveling, you're not gonna have to worry about the glass shattering. If you're clumsy and you drop things and you have hardwood floors or marble, if you're in your bathroom, it's not gonna break. Like, there's pros to not having a glass bottle, even though it's nice to have a glass bottle. You know, like, just, I mean, even like this Maybelline one being glass, like, it just feels nicer having a glass bottle, but again, that's preferential. But then I discovered that there's a reason why this is plastic, because I was trying to like open it and it wouldn't open. So this is not a pump, it's actually, you squeeze it out. And it's not quite this light when it comes out. I picked up the shade N25, and it either has some self-adjusting pigments or it does dry down one shade darker. And I really can't tell. I tried every different section of my face, and it seems more like it has these self-adjusting pigments to get your perfect shade. If you get your shade that's close enough, then it's going to adjust, because this was too white for me when I put it on. But by the time I was done one side of my face, it became my skin color. So I honestly don't know if it dries down, and it dries down just one shade, where I was one shade too light in the foundation. So it ended up being a good thing that it dried down one shade darker, or if it's actually that innovative and has that smart of technology built into it where it can self-adjust. I don't know. But either way, it adjusted to my color or it dried down to my color. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Another thing to keep in mind is we do get 1.18 fluid ounces, so there is more product, a little bit more than your typical 1 ounce, but I went through so much more of this foundation than I do my normal full coverage, and this is a full coverage foundation. It says it's buildable to full coverage, medium to buildable full coverage. So you're gonna go through this really quickly if you like full coverage. If you just like a light little bit of foundation on just to kind of even out hyperpigmentation, discoloration, anything like that, you would be fine. But if you do go for a full coverage look, this is going to run out really, really quickly. Then the other thing that was interesting is it does like a brush, it seems, more than a beauty blender, because the blender just soaks up too much product. So you don't lose as much product when you use a brush compared to a beauty blender. So this is one where I ended up using my Luxie 532, and it worked great with this brush. And it says you can use your fingertips too. So then I took what had dried down on the back of my hand to apply it like around my nose, and then I realized I was getting better, more coverage, thicker coverage if I let the foundation dry down a little bit and then blend it out with my finger or buff it with the brush. But there's a really fine line with this foundation, because if you let it dry down a little bit, you do get a creamier, thicker, not thick as in cakey or heavy. This is a very, very lightweight, very like breathable type of foundation. This is a really odd formula. That's why I'm really trying to break it down for you, because it's so strange and unlike any foundation I put to the test. So there's that very fine line where when it dries down just enough, you have like that perfect consistency to work with where it's going to just cover, and you know, you can smooth it out. But if it gets a little bit too dry, it's then impossible to blend out. So you don't have much time to let it dry down and then blend it out before it completely dries down. So I noticed that, and I was playing with different techniques. So I played with a sponge, I played with the brush, I played with my finger, I played with a little brush to finesse it. I wanted to see how it played well with concealer and everything else like that too. Now this, I have normal skin. Sometimes a little bit combo, but as an overall general rule of thumb, normal skin. And this settled into my fine lines and the little chin line so horrifically. I wasn't even done fully blending, and this was already settling in everywhere. I was like, what the heck? So I kept like taking the brush to try to like rework those wrinkles, because I don't have foundation that like sets into these places that deeply. Like, yes, I have laugh lines, but like that chin line and how deep that went, like that's totally abnormal. So I told you guys when I left the demo that I go about trying to bake everything and, you know, wear it for the rest of the day and then let you guys know in the intro how things ended up going. So when I went off camera and I went to go set my face, the chin area had completely broken apart, and it was nothing but skin where that, like, where you have like that chin wrinkle crease. I don't even know what to call that, but it broke apart really badly there. And these laugh lines were like deep lines, and you could see that the foundation was split. So I went, wait. I don't know, I tried to puff my face out and then like bake it that way, because I was trying to bake it and I couldn't bake it because it just kept on settling. So I had to like do like this blowfish of a and then set the powder while everything was expanded in order to save it. And right now, as it stands, it's like, no. Guys, this has been on me for a couple of hours, and my laugh lines and that down here is so broken up. Like, I don't have lines like this. I don't even know if you're gonna be able to see it. And it's like breaking up around my nose and all down here. Like, I don't know if you see that or not. No. Okay, now that I'm like really wow. Yeah, so baking did not help. Okay, if you got, it's creating wrinkles like here and here and here and down here. There's like wrinkles that I didn't know I had. The other foundations don't ever show me that I have. So yes, I guess now that I am really closely looking at it, because it's been a while and I thought everything settled okay. I haven't looked up that closely in a while. If you guys have any kind of smile lines or anything, this is going to be a hard pass. I cannot see this working well, really, for any skin type. I think if you had oily skin, it would seep through and it would break it up. If you have dry skin, I really think that this would cling on to dry patches. I don't like this. I won't be using this again unless I need to like lighten a foundation. Then I'll probably use it, because I don't know if I can return this to Cover FX or not. I bought it from Cover FX directly. So I'll see if I can return it and get my money back or not. But it sucks because I tried one of their other foundations too, and I didn't like it. But I love Cover FX products so much. But they just don't do it for me with foundations. Like, maybe their foundations are geared more towards like 18-year-olds, and then it would work really flawlessly as long as you're not somebody who's acne prone. I don't know. I don't know who this foundation is for, but all I can think of is that it's for people who don't even have laugh lines yet. And it so sucks. I love but just because one product's bad doesn't, like I said, that doesn't mean the whole line is bad, because I love so much from the brand. I would say pass on this foundation. So, okay, I've been rambling way too long. I'm gonna stop now. So if you guys want to see this in action, then just keep on watching. All right, so here's the new Cover FX Power Play Foundation. We get 1.18 fluid ounces, or 35 milliliters, so we do get more than a typical foundation. I picked up the shade N25, and I am just crossing my fingers. So this says it's a long-wearing liquid foundation formulated with innovative high-impact pigments that provide buildable, medium to full coverage, and a breathable, weightless finish. A trio of ultra-fine powders control shine and help visibly blur imperfections all day without dulling or drying complexion. Clinically tested, paraben, fragrance, gluten, mineral oil, and talc-free, and it is vegan. It does say to shake well before use, applied to well moisturized and primed skin. I've already done both. You can use a brush, sponge, or fingertips and blend, layered to build coverage as desired, and then a setting powder to extend wear and minimize transfer. All right, so I guess here we go. What does she look like? That looks really white. That looks really white. It's a really cute bottle though. It is plastic, it's not glass, and I think that there are pros and cons to plastic versus glass. Plastic for sure if you travel, because it's not going to shatter in your suitcase, or if you're clumsy like me and constantly dropping things. And if they do a good job where it looks really pretty, then it doesn't really matter. Okay, so you don't pull up. What do you... Oh! It's like that. Okay. Well, I guess let me shake it. I was expecting a pump. So that would explain the plastic. You have to squeeze it out. But like the Huda Beauty is like a hard plastic, and I don't think that would shatter, but I don't know. Glass bottles are just nice and bougie, but just sometimes not practical either. But we shall see how this goes. I think that it is... nice and shaken up. Now, I did pick up the Natasha Genoa beauty sponge. I have already dampened it, so this is, oh, I got makeup on it from my fingertip already. This is cheaper than the Beauty Blender, and I haven't used it yet. All I've done is gone and dampened it, and it comes in like pretty damn firm in comparison to a Beauty Blender. Like, I'm tossing this so I didn't clean it last night. Beauty Blender is super soft. The Natasha Genoa one is very dense before you even wet it. Like, this is obviously not wet. This is gonna go into my makeup empties. So I want to share with you, I can't remember, I think it was $16. It's on Beautylicious website, and a Beauty Blender is $20. And this is Natasha Genoa, and it comes in like super fancy pants, like diamond type of packaging. Like, it's just so extra, but it's somehow cheaper. And then you can take this out and it still says, well, it's part of Natasha Genoa, but you can keep that still out for your storage area if you didn't have something to store it in. So just thought I would share that with you guys, but we are going to test that out and then use a brush as well. This is so odd. Okay, the color is not that white. Thank good. Well, that is still pretty white, but it's not as white as it is in the bottle. But okay, she's white. All right, let's see what Natasha Genoa's sponge is all about. This is so much more firm. Do you hear that? Okay, I don't think I like this sponge at all. This is really hard. Yeah, okay, no, Beauty Blender is a better option. And it's all gone, and there's like no coverage because I think the sponge soaked up so much. So let's go again. Whoa! Now I'm going to take my Luxie 532 Round Top Blender. Way, way better coverage. But if you want full coverage, you're gonna go through this really quickly. So, I mean, it's awesome that they gave more than a fluid ounce, but if you want full coverage, this is gonna last you 3 days. Not quite that bad, but you are really gonna go through it. That little bit that dried down on my hand got really nice and thick in consistency, so I thought I would try doing my nose with my finger. Okay, that coverage was even more amazing. So is the trick to just let this maybe dry down? This is like the weirdest formula ever? Or is the trick literally to use your fingers for full coverage? It's almost like self-adjusting to my actual skin color. Because this is so much lighter than what's dried down, so I don't know if it actually has a dried down. Because it's not drying down funny. It's just like kind of doing a natural shade matching. But it doesn't say anything about that, so I would assume more likely it does dry down a little bit darker. So I got lucky by picking a shade that was a little bit too light because it's drying down into my absolute perfect shade. And I think you actually do get way more coverage using your fingers. It gives the foundation dries down quickly though. Like right now it's pretty dang dry, so you do have to work fairly quickly. Like you want it dry, but not too dry because then it doesn't blend out well. And if you go too hard with the brush and then you see that you've left a stroke mark, it's so easy to like lightly pounce over it and make it disappear. This is a really comfortable foundation and it's not very tacky either. Yeah, I think it definitely dries down. But only like a shade, because I'm not getting orange like I did testing out one of those Maybelline. I haven't posted the Maybelline videos yet, even though I've talked about the foundations. One just was horrific from the way it sat on my skin. I wasn't a fan. And the other one, I picked up a shade that was too dark to begin with, and then it dried down like 2 shades darker. So it was really bad. This one, like, I know it says set it for longer wear, but it doesn't even feel like it really needs to be set. It's a little bit tacky, but this is the coverage so far. So you definitely can build it up, which is really nice. And it's very comfortable. It does feel like it's breathable, which I like as well too. And then now knowing that as long as you let it dry down a little bit, you can use your fingers and get a really full coverage. I bet you that you could even use this for concealer. But we are going to see how it plays well with both my Becca under eye brightening corrector and then my Tarte Shape Tape as well. Now I'm gonna go in with my Tarte Shape Tape. I ordered a lighter color and now it's lost somewhere in all the boxes that I keep telling you guys about. So that's awesome. But we'll make this work. Oh, Natasha, Genoa, I don't really like you. I'm really sad. No, I still don't. No, not a fan. Oh, that did not play well with the foundation. That just took a strip right off. Okay, so I don't really understand why it lifted the foundation right off my nose, but what I'm also noticing is this is already settling into my fine lines. So like you can see all of that settlement and how it's exaggerating that line. Like that wrinkle is not that bad. and it's already settling, so I don't like that. But it played well enough with all the other products. I just don't really fully understand what happened there. The nose. Well, this will be the makeup I'm wearing for the rest of my filming day and editing. So when I do the intro, I can let you guys know how this has held up. But I really don't like how it's already settling in the fine lines. So, but this will be the outro. So in reverse order, if you found this video helpful, or you liked it, or anything, any of the above, just thumbs it up. Please share it, and please subscribe if you haven't already. I'm like on the fence right now, but I'll give you final thoughts during the intro. And until next time, good night, good morning, wherever you are. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you later. Bye, guys.